Hey, Sean Kale here. I am at Plant 77 for the Gold Standard Visual Management Competition, and I want to kind of show what they're working on, where they're at in their journey, and some other opportunities that they can keep hitting on. So, turn this. Here is the front of their line. So, 77, from what I'm seeing, has started with really strategically presenting components with the right quantity, so standardizing their whip. You can see a lot of the floor presence they're starting to do. A lot of the getting back to standard, using the floor paper again to keep the glue off the floor. One challenge to this station, I would say, is in the shine phase of 5S, the purpose of shine is not to repetitively clean, it's to how to never clean, right? So how do we eliminate the need to put the paper down so that the spray never has the ability to hit the floor? I think this is a great first pass to get it back to standard, but how do you never hit the glue to the floor, right? Let's go over to the builder. I was sent a really cool print the other day on their expectations that they're finalizing right here to present the components a lot better. It's a pegboard. I'll put a little snip in it in the video right here so you can see it. I think it's pretty cool. It's a great visual, and as they finish, it's going to be a great transparent view of what's missing and what's not. But as you go through this, I mean, the first S is sort, and you can obviously see there is a lot of things that aren't sorted out yet, right? So don't just jump to a solution. Do the S's in order. Sort out the things you don't need first, so that you can easily see what you do need. In almost every station that I've been to, in every factory in this competition, they're skipping the sort phase, right? So let's go into the next station. So they're visually taping out kind of their whip cues so that they know there's no more than X amount of boats, right? It looks like there's about a boat in between each, maybe two. Each, this is pretty cool actually. So this is the upholstery station. So they have refabbed their hot boxes, and you can see this nice slick decal. They have visually identified that it is line 3. They're starting to address the base of it. These tables aren't bad. I know that they want to get rid of them. They want to modify it. I honestly don't mind them. The biggest thing would be is the HIDEM control. I don't know what HIDEM is what without having to find it, read it, and understand it. And then the parts presentation from these these bins, obviously makes it really easy to have to clean it and have a mix of components in each bin, right? So I'm a big fan of the bins. Maybe even have a bin in the front. When the bin in the front's empty, you flip it and put it in the back. And you pull forward the one that is full. And they've got these nice little lights up here, right? These andons, perfect visual control. Absolutely love it. They've got it on all of the upholstering stations. I would love to see this on all the stations. I think if we're going to do a model line, take a couple down from some lines that aren't being utilized, slap them on assembly, slap them on your builder, slap them on your gluer, right? And then standardize what those colors mean. So then you could say that bin is here, flip the blue light on, and we call the water spider with the blue light saying, hey, I need material before I need it. Great visuals. A couple things I would challenge. When you challenge sort, really focus on trash. How do you control it? Do we even need trash cans in upholstery, right? And if you do, how much do you need? They are working on that. That's a great opportunity. There are these chairs everywhere, right? These look like really old components that are dirty, messy. They have pop on them. Sort phase, again, sort phase is first. We're skipping it. We have to hit sort first. You can see these little chairs. There's another one over there on that table. There's one way over there, right there. That obviously is not very aesthetically pleasing. It's just highlighting that level of pride and care by the little things like that just stand out in the cell. Especially as you continue down this 5S and visual management journey, those things are going to pop and stand out. So after upholstery, they've got some things in works. There's still a lot of room, a lot of room in upholstery. Assembly is by far, to me, one of the hardest because there is so much complexity in the process. So as an example, you know, we've got this finished good. So if this is one boat, I love that. It's controlled. It's a visual cue. They've got more space than a lot of the other factories. And by establishing this control, it really gives the team an understanding of when to build and when not to build, and what the QC's main focus should be is clearing this cell, right? Get it to the finish line. Get to the finish line. For the build area, an example would be if I pull this up right here and I pull this bench, what's the first thing I do, right? And I come over here and we've got bins and cubbies. I mean, look at all the different bits I have to use, right? I know it's lean engineering and getting into that design for manufacturability standpoint, but how many bits can we design out, right? We've got all of these components on the side of the line. I love that they're visual. I love that they're clear. We can see the part numbers. Again, put the components on the outside. Maybe even take the bit that you need for it and apply it here and color code the bit based on the part. So all the blue bits, we know all the blue bins go to the blue bit. You could do it that. Another concept as we were doing a walk and talk, Gemba walk, was maybe even take a cart would be a customer model, right? So all low boats would be set up on a cart and they're a specific color, because there is a lot of components on this line that we probably only use once a week, maybe every couple weeks. That is part of the sort phase again. Take everything out you don't need in the area, right? Everything you don't need to do production, out. Okay, all these little things that you don't need for production. 2, then you sort things by frequency of use. Do I need this strap every day? If you do not need it every day, it does not go online. Okay, if it's weekly, it will be in the cell, somewhere in this cell, so it's accessible, so you can pick it and use it and change over as needed, but it is not a point of use storage. If it's monthly or longer, you're gonna put that thing in the warehouse and you're gonna kit it and you're gonna pick it when you need it. Really focus on what you need daily right here, right? Down here, again, the sort phase is obviously not done. Okay, we can go into some of the drawers. Take some scrap foam, cut out what you need, maybe take a piece of paper and write exactly what you need and draw it in here. And then let the team have fun with it, right? The team can even draw what they want and we can cut it for them when they're not here. These are all things that this is going to reflect your score. And this tells us if we're ready to be gold standard or not. The item is presented. I would ask the same question. Do we need all this item every day? They use every single item every day. Or maybe we apply the item to the same cart system where a cart is pulled up with the color item, the hardware, etc., all the kit, pulled the point of use, and we use it when we need it. But the only thing point of use is the everyday, all day items. And then we'll go down to kind of some of the visual controls. So yes, they've got the and-on signals. Yes, they have the whip cues. These are definitely awesome standards to control flow, where sometimes we might get in a flurry and we might have 10 boats on one line, and that really hurts out OTD, that hurts output, efficiency, and lead time. Controlling that whip creates a visual pull, right? If one of these cues is empty, it tells the team visually, we need to get this boat out the door. This has been waiting here too long, get the boat out the door. Let's go to some of the visual displays. There is no KPI board on this line. There is a timer up there. So I'd say that is a big opportunity. How do we continue to evaluate the metrics in the line? How do I know how many boats I've built? How do I know how long the last boat was? How do I know how many bad pieces I have? How do I know maybe there's some scrap? 2 people today mentioned the amount of item that is thrown away. Maybe we measure the scrap. We take a little clear bin, and if the item scrap is larger than this, we fail for the day, and we just keep our scoreboard, right? These are all some easy things we can continue to do. Again, same thing with the QC station. Is a flurry, and we have not even done the sort phase. We have to start with the sort phase, guys. That is the #1 thing I'm going to be critical on, is we have to start with the sort phase. So from a visual control standpoint, this team is really pushing and doing well. From a 5S standpoint, my feedback is start with sort, don't skip it. We're skipping it, and we've already been through a month of this journey, and this entire line should have been sorted already. Sort, then set, then shine, then standardize, create your checklist, create pictures that tell you what it should look like, then sustain and drive that sustainability. And accountability is a big piece of that, right? How are we going to hold them accountable to this station and this new standard? The visual display standpoint, I still do not see a healthy scoreboard that communicates exactly where we're at, where everybody on the line can see how many goals you've made per se, right? How many missed shots, how many opportunities, same mentality. If you're passionate about winning and you don't have a scoreboard, are you really? Think about that. How do they know that they're winning the game or they're losing the game? And they should be able to do it from their position without having to go to the bench. 3 weeks left. We have a lot of work to do in all the plants. Keep learning the best practices. I'll keep sharing videos so you can keep learning from each other. But the biggest thing I'll say is if the entire plant isn't helping each other on building these standards, you're missing a huge opportunity. Every single leader should be involved. One thing that 77 is doing well is they're taking all the builders to help engineer that station. That is a great practice. It is a lot harder, but it is a great practice. It will take all of us. So be serious. We got 3 weeks left to certify gold standard.